Certified most accurate by Weather Rate. Now your First Warn 5 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
Well, a very good Tuesday evening to you, everyone. We may be largely on the wintry side of this particular storm, but make no mistake, this is a textbook springtime storm system with our wintry stuff on the northern end and even some thunderstorms and severe weather farther to the south. We're not going to see the severe weather, but a few rumbles of thunder are in our immediate future. Let's take a look at the First Warn 5 pinpoint Doppler radar live from MBS, and there you have it. Still seeing that 50-50 split in general. Folks on the north side of the bay seeing almost entirely snow, maybe some occasional raindrops or sleet pellets mixed in. But as you get closer to places along the M46 corridor, that's where we really start to see the mixing evident. But again, you folks on the north side of the bay, Harrisville, all of M55 from Houghton Lake, West Branch to Oscoda, the Tawas area, seeing pretty much exclusively snow. We look at the M46 corridor and areas farther to the south. You can see for the greater Tri-Cities area, Mount Pleasant to Alma, and even the northern half of the thumb from about Caro and Sandusky northward through Bad Axe. While things appear to be leaning snow from what the radar is seeing, there is still quite a bit of mixing going on, so that's blended in with some rain and quite a bit of sleet pellets at times. Farther to the south, it's pretty much just been predominantly rain. We do see some new pockets of heavier showers rolling in on the south side of Flint, including places around Grand Blanc and over toward Perry. But this is what has me particularly concerned right now. You see this potent line of thunderstorms. Plain old thunderstorms rolling in out of southwestern Michigan, and these things are trucking. Let's put a storm track on this particular line here for you. It spans roughly from the east side of Grand Rapids to about Lansing and then down toward the Jefferson area. This is moving northeast at about 65 miles per hour. So you can see some of the locations we're plotting here. This is going to be in the Alma area within about the next 24 minutes. The greater Flint area in about another 45 to 47 minutes. Grand Blanc around the same time as well. And Saginaw, we're looking at about the top of the hour, if not slightly beyond, where the crux of this line of storms will be rolling in with heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and some of that may also still see a wintry mix along with all of it. Just a wild evening, to say the least, here in mid-Michigan. Let's take a live look at it outside tonight. We'll go to downtown Saginaw. There you have it. Some heavy rain and, in all likelihood, some sleet pellets mixed in with that as well. Looks like maybe even a snowflake or two flying by. Current temp 34 degrees, feeling like 24, though, when you factor in that northeast wind. Cranking away now at 16 miles per hour. And the weather spotters, some pretty wild reports of their own. Let's go first to the northern end. Debbie Slater in Hale. She's been seeing snow and wind since about the 4 o'clock hour when it really picked up in earnest, and her temperature at 31 degrees. So that's why we're seeing that pretty much predominantly snow pattern there. You head to Mount Pleasant, Jody Payton. She's got 34 degrees. So we're more or less walking the line between rain and snow. She said that she's been seeing that on and off since about 1 to 1:30 this afternoon. And Glen Raleigh and Bangor Township, looks like we're getting a little bit more influence off of the bay because of a strong northeast wind there. He's got the same reading at 34, but says he's seeing predominantly rain for the time being. But whether you're seeing a mix, whether you're seeing plain rain, or whether it's already snow, everybody is going to eventually see a complete changeover to snow later on tonight, because while a lot of our temperatures are kind of walking that fine line between just above or just below freezing as it stands right now, they will start to drop off quickly on the backside of this system. Well, for the time being, we do still have the winds coming in out of the northeast at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. They're going to start to take a hard turn into the northwest, and that's going to drag a big swath of cold air into the region with it. Let's look at the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker now. We'll bring it up full screen, and there's the full scope of the storm, still centered over western parts of Illinois. The low itself is going to trek across northern Indiana and northern Ohio overnight, keeping us for about the next, we'll say 7 to 8 hours in this, kind of blended precipitation mode until on the backside you see that swath of snow over parts of Wisconsin. That'll start to pivot in. So here it is, timed out on the First Warn 5 hour-by-hour forecast. That dividing line setting up right along M46 through the Tri-Cities, Mount Pleasant, and into the northern thumb. If you're north of there, it's snow. If you're south of there, it's rain and even a few thunderstorms, not just through the 7 and 10 o'clock time frames, but even into about the 1 a.m. time frame, though it looks like we may get a brief lull in the action. Then as that cold air begins to sweep in and the winds change direction into early tomorrow morning, here's 4 a.m. and even out to the morning commute, it changes over to completely snow for everybody before then finally tapering off tomorrow afternoon. So we're now looking at up to 2 inches of snow possible for places around Flint and along I-69, 2 to 4 for the Tri-Cities, Mount Pleasant, and the areas around Bad Axe, 4 to 8 still on the north side of the bay, Standish, Sterling through Clare, and 8 inches to upwards of a foot for places like Houghton Lake, West Branch, and even into the Oscoda area. Wrapping things up, 4 We're looking at an evening wintry mix with a few thunderstorms, eventually changing to all snow overnight. 29 the overnight low, only back to 33 for tomorrow. It's a morning steady snow tapering off to afternoon scattered snow showers, and it's going to feel nowhere near that 33, unfortunately. We'll get a bit of a break Thursday for the Loons opener, but there will be some snow returning later in the evening. David, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Brian.